Welcome to the Life Without Envy web workshop. This is episode 1. Is it true that nobody cares about your work? Recently, my friend Michael Herron had me on his podcast, MIKEYPOD, to talk about life without envy, and we got to discussing this whiny, self-pitying thought loop that we sometimes find ourselves in, of thinking that nobody cares or nobody is paying attention to our work. It's so easy to fall into this thought trap, right? When things aren't going as we hoped they would, we're consistently putting out good content and it feels like not enough people are listening. So here's the thing though, and I shared this insight with Michael on the show. My friend Giovanni Washington was helping me set up my email list a couple years ago, and I made the mistake, this is so bad, I said something to the effect of, I only have X number of subscribers. And Giovanni said, hold up. When you say, I only have this number of subscribers, number one, what is that arbitrary number that is going to be enough? Because in this culture of never enoughness that is instigated by capitalism, you're never going to have enough followers. You're never going to have enough readers, enough likes. Number two, you are completely disrespecting all of those people, all of those readers, those listeners, everyone who has been supporting your work for years, right? You're not honoring them, you're not appreciating them. So that's the big thing to remember whenever you feel tempted to say, not enough people are paying attention, nobody cares. Because here's the thing, if I am a mega fan of somebody's work and that person refers to me as nobody, how do you think that makes me feel? This has happened to me in real life, by the way. It doesn't feel good. I don't feel respected. I don't feel appreciated. And I don't ever want to feel that way when I'm trying to enjoy someone's amazing work. I want to share with you some other examples of pouty self-talk I've been dealing with lately, and we'll go through and answer them one by one. Number 1, the culture is way too shallow and consumerist to appreciate my work. Maybe I'm too far ahead of my time. Number 2, why is it so hard to get people to value what I do? Number 3, I've been at this for long enough now that things should be getting easier for me, not harder. Number 4, it's so annoying how the people who most need to read my book, the performists, the snobs, are never going to pick it up. Our work here is to make a bullet point list of your unproductive thoughts so you can begin crafting rebuttals that are productive. Let's go back to my original list and see what I came up with for each pouty thought I've been having. Number 1, as for the culture is too shallow to appreciate my work, that is not up for me to judge. My job is to create wiser, more substantive content as an alternative to those expressions of culture I find vapid, pointless, and cruel. Number 2, about getting people to value what I do. Some people are never going to value what I do, but why fixate on those clowns when there are so many enthusiastic and supportive readers and future readers out there? Number 3, in response to, I've been at this for long enough now, etc., etc. Whose schedule are we adhering to here? Is there a certain number of years of hard writing you have to put in before you're guaranteed some predetermined measure of recognition? That is absurd. Recognize the entitlement encoded in this sentiment and just keep doing your job. Number 4, and for the people who most need my book aren't reading it. You did your job. Matilda Fancy Pants' personal growth or lack thereof is none of your concern. Now over to you. I want you to open your journal and start jotting down some of those whiny thoughts you've been having. Better yet, keep a running list that you can periodically sit down and respond to. The idea here is to deliberately create space for yourself to consider and critically respond to all of these stories that you are telling yourself. Then commit to crafting the most productive rebuttal you possibly can so that each time you think one of these thoughts, you can use your productive counter thought as a tool for redirecting your energy. If you're finding one of these whiny or discouraged thoughts difficult to counter, just recognize that you need more time to mull it over. The important thing is to tell yourself that there is a productive response, and eventually you will come up with it. If you're really stuck though, or could use some constructive feedback on the productive counter thoughts that you have been crafting, please leave me a comment or ping me on social media. I'm Comet Party on all the things. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in part 2.